I was so humiliated. I was so degraded. I always felt like something was wrong with me. For me to realize that I wasn't worthy or the government saw me as being unfit, it did something to me emotionally and mentally. They didn't want my kind. I mean, what is my kind?
Eugenics was called the self-direction of human evolution. Essentially, it was based on sort of early ideas of human heredity, very much influenced by the rediscovery of Gregor Mendel's laws of inheritance, which were based off of experiments with pea plants. Very complex things like intelligence were supposed to be inherited in exactly that same way. The aspiration was the application of those so-called laws of heredity to improve the American genetic stock.
They didn't want nobody with my nose. They didn't want nobody with my lips. They didn't want nobody with my color. They wanted a super race of people, and that was a race of people with blonde hair, blue eyes.
The Eugenics Record Office was founded in 1910. In their time, they collected something like 800,000 folders having to do with all sorts of different traits that were believed to be passed down based on heredity. Things varying from physical traits like hair color, skin color, to behavior and ability. The trait files really represented the sum of eugenics research and sort of the attempt to quantify all sorts of different traits and differences, both those seen as positive and negative. Positive eugenics would refer to encouraging individuals with quote-unquote good genetic stock to reproduce more. But really the emphasis was always placed on negative eugenics, which was the restriction of reproduction on the part of people who were seen as having bad or undesirable traits. That's where a lot of the major eugenic legislation come from. Anti-miscegenation laws, immigration restriction, and sterilization.
What have you done with my folks? Well, we investigated your family's history, Alice, and those of the past 3 generations have been feeble-minded. They decided there was but one important action to take, to have your entire family sterilized.
You mean they're going to stop me from having children ever?
Exactly.
At the age of 13, I was a victim of rape, and from that I got pregnant. When I went into the hospital to deliver my son, they sterilized me. I had no idea. I did not know that I was sterilized until I didn't find out until I was 19 years of age. I thought it just happened to me. At that time, I didn't realize that 32 states within the United States had sterilized their citizens.
I think that eugenics itself was used in a strange sense to mask racism because it justified it scientifically rather than based on just pure hatred. It's the consequence of a bunch of Western Europeans taking land from Native Americans, building a country based on slavery and exclusion of undesirable immigrants, and the fear that ensues from the idea that that power differential is one day going to shift. And I think that policies continue to be shaped in a way that reproduces that power differential and, recodifies power in the hands of the few.
We're human beings and we bleed and we have feelings, and the suffering that they inflicted on us, it was enough pain to last a lifetime. When I confronted the state of North Carolina and asked them why they did this to me, I didn't get a direct answer. It took me a lot of years to get an answer.
What do you think I'm worth? What do you think I'm worth? It doesn't matter what you think I'm worth. It's what I think I'm worth. There's nothing that the state of North Carolina can do to justify what they did to me, what they did to these other victims.
It was never about the money. You can't put value on a life. It was about getting them to acknowledge their wrongs. I have always wanted to know why they hate so much. Just love each other. You know, break down those negative walls that other people have built up for you. Don't let nobody tell you how to feel or how to look at a person. You know, just do as God wanted you to do, and everything will be all right. You know, that's all I want. I just want to love. Where there is injustice in the world, there will never be no peace. So this is why it have to stop.